All right. This is great. Thanks for coming on, Ronnie.
Thanks for having me on.
You know, I know you're not supposed to do this, but I do it internally. I think about certain people that have, done more for me than I've done for them. And I got to tell you, when it comes to you, you did a lot more for me at the early stages of our relationship than ever did for you. And so I always think of you in that light, and you probably are surprised, like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
But, when I first separated and from my wife and family, and Bobby and I used to come down there and play at Jackson. And I mean, it was just like no big deal, right?
Right.
And obviously Bobby and Mike Fagan, Bobby Fossum, you were like good friends, right? And I
Sure.
was just
Best friends.
I was just a tag along, right? And you didn't really play with us a lot. You would come out, play a hole or two, and then
Right.
leave, disappear.
Right. Well, we didn't really have much history.
Yeah.
You and I before
Yeah.
that, and what you're telling me now, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Your personal.
Yeah, yeah.
History.
So
I
it
didn't
was
even
like 11 or 12. And I think it was even like maybe on an Easter, and it was like, come on, we're gonna go down and play Jackson. It was like, okay, whatever, and
Right.
we'd show up at the pro shop, and then the three of us would play, and you'd come out and play for a couple holes, and obviously you were a good guy to play with, and but you never really played 18 holes, right?
At the
And
start, yeah, I guess
you
so.
played a few holes maybe, or
Right. Well, I think it was more about, I knew those guys, didn't know you that
right,
well. So
right,
I was,
right. And so I don't think you ever charged us or whatever. I can't remember ever, like, and then one time you did play with us,
Right.
and I was drinking,
Okay.
and we started betting.
Batting. Yeah. Well, you have to make it interesting. But I didn't know what was going to happen.
And then that's when I felt like we really developed a friendship.
Right.
Even though you kicked my ass,
Well, think about it. We were never really.
you wouldn't.
We were never I knew who you were, but I never.
You wouldn't remember this,
Okay.
but in high school, I played with a friend of mine, Paul Christopherson,
Okay.
in the Highland Hills Best Ball.
Yeah, I
And
remember playing
I'm
in there.
pretty sure you played with Vic Whip.
Yes, I think the only time
And-
I ever played in
yes.
it maybe was with Vic
And
Whip.
and you guys had your Western Michigan bags,
Right.
And we
Yes.
were, and Paul was.
I think I do remember kind of.
And Paul, we were just like, had our Sexton bags, and this was Paul's home course,
Okay.
and we were playing, and we thought we were good,
Right.
and you guys were like, just beat the living shit out of us. You know?
Really?
Like, yeah. You guys were college golfers. We were high school, and
Right.
I hadn't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I'd played Highland Hills twice
Sure.
before that. I mean, and not that it was like a player's golf course, but in high school, you have
Yeah.
to play a course.
I
But-
do kind of
but
remember a little bit about that.
I don't remember much about it. I do.
Sure.
I knew Vic. You were pretty serious. And,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and Vic was like the kind of more jovial. We didn't have a lot of conversations. You guys were playing to win, and we thought we were good, and then you guys boat raced us probably, and we were not a factor one way or another.
Would you have known Vic at that time?
I don't know
'Cause
if I
he
would have.
was
I
in
don't
town,
know. I would
or-
have known who he was
Okay.
probably.
Okay.
Vic. I don't, because he would have been older than me. I don't know if he was Mike's age or
I
not.
think it was in between Mike and I. I think
Yeah.
he was like the class in between at East Lansing
I
High
knew
School.
he went to East Lansing,
Right,
and I
right.
obviously knew Carrie. But
Mm-hmm.
so anyway, so since then, I consider you a
Yep. We
great
are.
friend. A great
Yeah.
friend. We traveled together, and we've obviously most of the time we spend together is not serious.
No,
Not serious.
it's fun.
But what is interesting to me is you grew up here, right? Okemos family.
Yep. Well, yes. Yeah. We
Yeah.
moved to Okemos in like 1968 into Indian Lakes.
And tell me what your dad did.
He was the chairman of Beurmann Marshall Corporation, which was a direct mail marketing computer communications company.
Was that out by the airport or?
No, it was on, I can't think of the name of the road out there, off of Mount Hope. You go to the south. There was an industrial complex kind of in there. They built a new building. They were on Kalamazoo forever. When my grandfather was alive and they were running it. And he was still alive when they moved out to, I just can't think of the name of the road, but they built a brand new building, and he had 80 to 100 employees, and they did advertising for General Motors and
it was your grandfather, and then your dad worked for him.
Starting out, yeah. Then my dad took over.
And Indian Lakes is off of Mount Hope,
right?
And but you were sort of a Walnut Hills guy.
Yes, my father and the golf pro at Walnut Hills were best friends in high school, at East Lansing High School. Reggie Miles.
Right, and he was the head pro there forever.
Yep.
Most of my lifetime growing up, although Bill Morey, I think, took over for him.
Sure, yep.
At a certain point in time.
Beat me out for the job.
And think about what a difference that would have made. That Walnut Hills would probably still be open.
I'd like to think so.
And you went to Okemos High School.
Right.
Which would have been where? The actual high school.
It was the old college campus style right there on Okemos Road.
Was Central?
Not the
Central?
No, not Central.
Kennewa?
No, Kennewa was the brand new junior high that I would have gone to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and then went to the high school just up the street, right up against Okemos Road.
On Mount Hope?
No.
Kind of near Mount Hope?
No, on Okemos Road.
Oh, okay.
It's a campus style. You see all the ball fields.
Right. Oh, right.
That's where I went to high school.
And you had siblings?
Yep, older brother and older sister.
And so you're the youngest?
Right.
And you're athletic. And how are you getting to Walnut Hills?
Either
are you riding your bike?
Riding my bike a lot of times with my golf clubs.
Right.
When I was 12, 13, 14, whatever, trying to get there, or bribing my sister to drive me.
Right.
Didn't want my brother to drive me, and then that's how I get there, or my mom, or my dad would go out to play, and I'd go with him, and
because even when I grew up, I would have been a little behind you. I mean, it was a big deal to get bag storage, like to be able to keep your clubs.
Yeah.
At the club. I mean, remember them walking us in and saying, "Listen, we've decided to give you guys this section of the bag room, but we're not gonna. You have to put your own clubs in it. You know what I mean? Like you have to.
You mean as kids?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We never had that opportunity.
Yeah. So you had to, and if you're not, it's not like you could just leave your clubs there, which is what happens now with every kid. They figure it out. It's a lot easier now. So, riding your bike and having your clubs on, not a big deal, but it is a little bit of a skill, right? And you're probably good. But even Okemos Road didn't have sidewalks, right?
Okemos Road, no. Okemos Road all the way to...
Because you're not taking Hagedorn, are you? Or once in a while.
Sometimes, not during... Well, because school wouldn't have been in. So it would have been a little different in the summertime. But
because I remember, once in a while, my dad would take us out to Miller's.
Oh, yeah.
On Hamilton.
Right.
And that was like out in the country.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Right.
I mean, it was pretty rural back then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Okemos. Oh, well, you didn't have Myers and the mall and everything when we were first there.
Even I remember driving out to White Hills. And there was a lot of vacant lots out there.
Sure.
I think my in-laws, Louise Shaheen, they had one of the first houses there. And I remember driving out there, and there were a lot of...
Oh, yeah.
Empty lots. So Okemos must have been quite a different deal growing up.
Yeah, it was. Well, there were a lot of kids that lived out Okemos Road a few, 4 or 5 miles. And
past the highway you're talking about, south.
Yeah, yes.
And so what's that like growing up at Walnut Hills? Because I assume you had sort of the run of the roost. You're not getting parented where they're hanging out with you at the club, right?
Yeah, not too much, except my mom, she'd be there. She'd
Right.
play maybe 9 holes a week. So I'd ride in with her. And if I wasn't swimming
Right.
or goofing off, I'd be out chipping, putting, and trying to play whenever you could. Back then, the rules were really strict. So
Right. Meaning you couldn't play whenever you wanted.
now you could play Tuesdays after 11 and Wednesday before 8 to 10.
Thursdays, not at all, or they had-
Yes.
yeah, it was really.
Saturdays, no. Sunday.
And did you know right away that you wanted to be a golfer?
No, I just knew that there was probably something going on because my dad was friends with Reggie.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I'd show up and I started playing at 6 and 7 and
Right.
8, Reggie helped me, when he could.
Right.
Not all the time, but now I just played because they was there, and then I met Mike, and there were other kids there, and
There were the Mace brothers.
Mace brothers. They weren't members.
They weren't members, but did you know them?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
what
forever.
how old would like Bob Mace have been in relation to you?
He was like the idol type guy, because I'd be maybe I was 12 and 13, and he was already
In college?
close, maybe 18.
Yeah. And Tom Mace?
Yep, he was a year younger than Bob, but you'd always see their names in the paper, their
Right.
pictures,
Right.
because Stabley would put them all in there,
Right.
and so I could read about them making the Michigan Amateur or all their achievements.
And Domagowski
Domagowski,
he would have been older than you
yes,
and not at Walnut.
not at Walnut.
He was a Grossbeck guy, I think.
Yes, but he and Mace and Bob Neller and there's another guy, I can't think of his name right now, but they were all
At East Lansing High School.
at East Lansing. They had a great bunch of golfers.
Did you know Lynn Jansen at all back then or not?
No,
He was an assistant at Lansing for a
Lansing.
little bit, but you wouldn't have.
no, I wouldn't have run across
Ron
him.
English?
No,
Not really.
the names, but
But the thing is, that's the thing about, I assume it's like that in all sports, but with golf, not only do you get a chance to read about them, but sometimes you probably got a chance to play against them, right?
yeah, well, it was more that if we were at a tournament, a junior tournament, and they happened to be there
Right.
on the range or what, you could watch them, and they were like
Right.
superstars to us. If you want to be a good golfer,
Right.
just like
And-
the other sports.
And those were guys that you looked up to. Anybody else in the that was out at East Lansing that you would have played against?
No, because I would caddy in the Invitational every year,
Right.
so I thought those guys were as close to tour guys as.
Caddying was a big deal. If you ever caddy in a group with Freddie B. Harmer, I mean, I don't know what your thoughts.
Oh yeah,
are.
but then when I got older, when I turned 18,
Right.
then I started playing in the Invitational in some of those tournaments.
Who'd you play with?
Wayne Bates was his name.
Okay.
And as soon as I was eligible, he asked me to play. And that year, we played Freddie and Ed Tannenbaum
There you go.
in the finals and beat him. And Wayne Bates was probably a 8 or 10 handicap.
And Freddie couldn't have looked any more like Jack Nicklaus, could he? I mean,
No.
just the way he
No.
conducted himself. And
Very intimidating.
Yes, and the blonde hair and big guy and big hands and
Yep.
hit the ball. People don't realize how good a player he was.
It's pretty good.
Really good ball striker.
Yeah.
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 And so, but you weren't just a golfer,
No.
right?
No, just did it in season.
Really? And then what?
That's all.
And then basketball, right?
I played basketball, and then I played
Played football.
3 years varsity baseball, and basketball for 3 years, and football for 1 year, and golf for 3 years.
And you're at Okemos High School, which, has sporadically graded all those things, right?
Right.
What was your basketball career like?
It was fun. I got brought up my freshman summer. Stan Stoltz, my coaching idol, You know, when I was a little kid going to the games, I had one goal in mind in basketball, and that was to play for Stan Stoltz.
Oh, in high school.
Oh, yeah. I'd sit right on the floor at the games. I mean, I could be 10, 11, 12, 13, and then I got into junior high and played junior high basketball, and I only had one goal. That was just to play, because
Really?
we'd go to the Okemos High games and watch Dan Stoltz and Paul Kreiderman and some of the guys that were all state. And I'd watch those guys. And we'd sit on the floor and then try to go get their sweatbands and everything after the games.
Really?
And then my freshman year, played for Ron Mott.
Okay.
Hall of Fame coach.
Right.
And as a freshman, and we won just about every game but one, I think. And then I got brought up my freshman summer
To varsity.
So we went up to Alma and played a big tournament.
And you would have been a point guard.
Yep. And then the end of the summer, we had a scrimmage, and it happened to be at Lansing Everett.
Okay.
So
what year
we
would
all
this
knew.
have been?
1976.
Okay.
So we travel to Lansing Everett,
Right.
probably a 3:00 scrimmage. We get to the parking lot, and the parking lot's full. It's full.
Yeah, in the summertime.
Full. I'm like, we're all looking at each other. We're like, well, we knew.
How many times?
We knew Irvin.
How many times had you been to Lansing Everett before
Never.
that? Right. I mean, I've lived here
Never.
my whole life. I can tell you, I've been to Everett High School less than 5 times.
Right. So we get out, we walk in, and the gym is full. It's full. There's people
no
hanging.
air conditioning.
They're hanging
it's
on
hot as hell in there.
And they're hanging from the baskets.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, we knew we were playing Irvin and the
Right.
best team in the state.
And
we
you
had,
guys are probably pretty good.
Yeah, we think we're pretty good, but we don't know.
Right.
We're not sure. But we don't have a guy over 6'3".
Yeah, which isn't bad in high school.
But they've got Irvin, Paul Dawson, Jamie Hunter, or Jamie Shoes Huffman,
Shoes Huffman, right.
and then Reggie Chastain or something. He's left-handed,
Yeah.
smaller than me.
Yeah.
And there's their team. And those guys are 6'6". Irvin's 6'8", maybe then.
Right.
But with his afro,
Look bigger.
7. And then
Yeah.
Paul Dawson was 6'10".
Yeah.
And we're in there. We're like, oh, boy, it's going to be something.
Yeah.
But we played scrimmage. We did pretty good. We hung
What's
in
that
there.
mean? Did you win?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. But I got to play,
Yeah.
basketball with Irvin Magic Johnson.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, it was unbelievable. And no
and he
cameras.
would have been he would have been
senior, going into a senior year.
Yeah, because 76, 77, right?
Yeah,
So he would have been older than you?
2 years.
Yeah. And
I was a freshman in high school,
Yeah,
basically. Just gotten out of
just got out of your freshman year, right?
hadn't started sophomore year.
And it's really golf season still.
Yeah,
And you're
playing golf.
Yeah, and gonna. But why are you playing in August?
Just summer basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got it's Stoltz. I mean, it could have been July, end of July.
Yeah, but it was sort of just, hey, we're gonna set this up.
Yeah. Was it George Fox? George
Yeah,
Fox.
yeah.
Yeah. Everett's coach. And Stan were,
Good.
I'm sure
friends.
that, they were friends, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they set it up and we went and played them.
Isn't that funny how you remember stuff like that?
Oh, I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
I tell everybody this day and age, I played basketball against Irvin Magic Johnson.
Yeah, there you go. So, and did you play 4 years of basketball?
Freshman and then 3 years varsity. Started at varsity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many years of baseball?
I played my freshman year and then my sophomore and junior year I played varsity.
And did you win the states in golf?
Yes.
What year would that have been?
76.
So
My sophomore year.
So that fall.
No, it was my junior year we won it.
So 70.
Because Bobby was a freshman.
Yeah. So and you're 2 years older than Bobby.
Bobby and Mike.
Bobby Fossum is who you're talking about.
Right. And yeah, Mike. Fagan.
So your junior year, it's you and Bobby and who else on the golf team?
Jack Wires,
Yeah.
you know Jack, and Kevin Skehan was his name.
Oh yeah.
George Skehan was his dad. He was a pretty good player.
Right.
Kevin was really good too. And those were our 4 guys.
And you really didn't need to have. I mean, my take on high school golf. If you had 2 good guys and 2 guys that could shoot around 80,
yeah.
you were going to be competitive. And if one of those, you had a good day and your 80 guy shot 78 or 77, you were going to be really probably right there, right?
Yeah. So think one tournament, our conference championship, Capital Circuit, we played at Walnut Hills.
Oh, there you go.
And Bobby had already been playing with me then. At
Right.
Walnut Hills a lot, and
Right.
and Kevin and Jack all played out there. So we played the
like
thing,
the home course,
and we
right?
shot like I want to say 286.
And in high
2
school,
under.
if you broke 300, that was demarcation. It was really Look
that
at if
was-
you shot 305, that was a good score. 303 was if you broke 300, like when we broke 300 at Sexton, I think our team, that was a record for us.
Sure.
And we did it pretty regular because we had 5 guys that could break 75.
Right.
But 286 is wow.
Well, Bobby shot 69. I shot 71. One guy shot 73 and 72 or something like that.
Yeah.
And
That's a hell of a
unheard
score.
of.
You won by a mile.
Yeah, we won every match, the regional, and then we played at Marshall in the States.
Yeah, that's where we would have played my sophomore year or junior year. We played at Marshall.
That same day that we won the state championship in golf, it was a 35-degree day, snowing, and we played at Marshall, and I think we probably shot 320.
Wow.
I would think.
Marshall,
I just remember.
Marshall, my first, I would think we got frostolate.
Oh, yeah. Well,
right? Because because you're playing in the fall.
In the fall.
You start out in the beginning of the year, it's great, but by the end of the year, you just don't know what you're going to get.
It's terrible. That same day, we drove from there to the Pontiac Silverdome to watch the first ever high school
football
Class B state championship
Really?
that Okemos was in.
Oh my God! Can you believe that?
East Grand Rapids.
How far?
And they lost.
How far they've fallen, Okemos football.
Football, yeah.
And tell me, are you all state then?
No.
You're not all state.
No.
So you're playing basketball. You win the states as a junior in high school, right?
Right.
And in the fall, your senior year, you decide you're not going to play golf.
Yeah, I had a big decision to make.
Why though?
Well, I don't know.
Because Bobby's your friend, right?
Right.
Bobby Fossman's your friend.
They're all my friends, and they're all back.
And yeah.
Everybody's back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that August 1st to August 10th time frame right then was difficult, but it was something I had in my mind that I wanted to do. I wanted to go out on that field and play on Friday night and with my friends who were all coming off of a
different friends, right? I mean, they're not the same guys that are on the golf team.
No, or really not even the basketball team.
Right.
But they were friends that I grew up with, Todd Scarlett and some other people.
Scarlett's a great athlete.
It was all state at Okemos.
Yeah.
And so he was coming back off that team. And then all my buddies were getting a chance to start.
Okay.
And so I talked.
Now they're seniors and not juniors.
So I talked to Pete Schmidt,
right?
Another Hall of Fame coach.
Right.
And I said, hey, I want to play football. If I want to play football, do I have a chance to play? So he said, well, come out. We'll talk about it and do some stuff. And so he came out, and I threw some passes, caught a bunch of passes, did some drills, and he goes, you're going to play. So I was
what position are you going to play?
I was a flanker, a split end.
So offense.
Yeah, an offense. And then I returned kicks and punts and all special teams.
Were you any good?
Yeah, I scored,
for high school.
Scored maybe 3 touchdowns, a couple running, one.
Was it fun?
I wouldn't trade it.
Really?
I wouldn't trade it. The only thing it probably hindered me a little bit was that by doing that, I probably gave up my chance to go to Michigan State to play golf.
Really?
Yeah, because I thought, well, I thought I was good enough to play at that level.
And so what year would that have been?
78.
That you would have gone to Michigan State?
Yeah.
79, you would have gone to...
Yeah.
Of course.
I graduated. I would have gone fall 78 to Michigan State.
And Bruce was the coach, obviously.
Bruce was a coach, and he was bad.
Was he?
Yeah. I mean, if Bobby told you that, there's probably some discussion at some point, that I gave up playing golf that fall with all those guys back to do that, to play football.
Well, who would have been on that team in the 70s? Would that have been Monty James and Lubbers? And those guys?
Oh, yeah. Good cast. Good cast of guys.
Yeah. All guys you would have known.
Because I ended up going to Western Michigan on a scholarship to play golf.
There you go.
And I played with those guys all the time anyway.
Right.
At all the tournaments. We were always at the same ones for the most part. So all those guys were good friends of mine. And Lubbers was a good friend because we played 3 years of basketball against each other.
Where did he go?
He went to Holt.
Yeah.
And he was a good player.
Yeah. Both golf and...
The Trofe brothers, one of them was on the team too. Not Jeff. He was already gone.
Okay.
But one of the younger ones that played, and he was really good. He was on Lubbers' team, and they had great teams, and it was a big rivalry back then.
Mark Brooks. Mark Brooks. Did you know
Yeah, could
him?
have been. Oh, yeah.
And tell me, did you play basketball in the fall then? I mean, in the winter of your senior year?
Oh, yeah.
And how did that team do?
We were league champions, and we had, maybe 2 or 3 seniors on the team, a bunch of juniors, and Bobby and Mike.
Mike
Witherall.
They were the same class?
They were 2 years younger.
But I mean, Bobby and Mike were in the same class.
And Mike was really good.
Was he?
He was playing summer basketball, and Bobby was with us as me going into my senior year.
Now you're playing at Walnut Hills. Bobby's not playing there. He's playing between Forest Acres and, I mean, my memory of him is he's playing a lot at Indian Hills as a young kid, right?
Oh, yeah. We played a ton there.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. We'd go over there, meet over there or go over there and play 9 holes. Or I'd take him to the country club on Mondays, and we'd play golf all day.
Sneak on.
Rain or shine. Mike and Bobby and I and whoever wanted to play.
You were the leader.
Yeah, and we just grab our bags, we put our rain gear on or whatever,
right.
And we just tee off and we play all day.
And those are the best days, right?
The best days ever. Bobby,
you don't realize how good life is when your dad is paying the bill at the country club, and your only responsibility is, how am I going to get home?
To get there and get home. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And are you playing tournament golf or not?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Back then, the tournaments were a little it's not like
all city juniors and all city
best
best balls and
the fall best ball and the spring best ball at Groesbeck.
Yep, probably. Yeah.
I mean, that's really where you played against guys like the Mace brothers, Tom Mace, and the Wakuskis and Jack Pitts and guys like that. They, you're playing against the competition that, I always looked up to, like, man, where are these guys coming from that they're so good? I don't see them at the country club.
Yeah, but that was pretty much it, unless we traveled and went and played in a best ball somewhere with one of our buddies. We didn't go AJGA and all that stuff like they have now.
No. And so you don't play fall golf. How do you get a scholarship to Western?
The summer before I was going to school, or I didn't even know where I was going. But one of the assistants...
You graduate. You're talking about now you've graduated from high school.
Now I'm just playing golf.
Right.
Just playing golf all summer. I'm playing the invitationals. I'm playing everything I can get in. And
Michigan Am.
Yep. Michigan Am. And I just decide, hey, my dad says, hey, aren't you going to school?
Yeah, exactly.
And I said, yeah, I'm going to school. He says, well, where are you going? This is like August 1st.
Yeah.
And I go, I don't know. What do I have to do? Don't I just call him up? And, I had no idea what was going on. You know,
Don't you call Bruce and say,
no, I talked to Tim Foster, who was an assistant pro at Walnut Hills, and
right,
his brother Tom played golf at Western. So Tim called Merle Schlosser, who was the coach, and said,
Mhm.
"Hey, listen, I got this guy. He's not going anywhere. He's to school.
right?
Have him come up, and I'll play golf with him," Merle said. And so I went up to Western,
Did
Kalamazoo.
you play the Moore?
Nope, played Kalamazoo Elks. Morris wasn't there yet.
Okay,
Kalamazoo Elks with the guy,
right.
Merle. And I played great. I shot 68 or something like that, you know, playing with Merle.
Which was, 68 is a different number back then than it is today. I mean, I don't know how many times you had shot 68, but shooting 68 with
Yeah.
persimmon woods and balata balls.
balls.
And, the course was probably shorter, but you're spiked.
Never played it.
Spiked greens, and, it just is a whole different
Yeah.
deal, right?
Right. And so I just played, and we shook hands, and he said, I'll let you know what's going on. And he called me the next day and said, "I've got a partial scholarship I can give you if you want to come." And I said, "All right, I'll be there." And one of my friends, 2 years older than me, was already going there. So he told me where to live, what floor to live on for my freshman year, and gave me the whole school.
And Western, is not the same as it was today. It seemed to me like it was a bigger deal back then.
Western.
Yeah, especially in the golf world.
I don't know if it was. I don't know if it's ever a big deal, Western Michigan golf. But they had a team,
Yeah,
which they don't have now.
right.
And one of my other friends, Bob Sauer, who was from Detroit, who I had met through some other people, he was on the team too. So it worked out perfect. You know, I go there, I get Ackley, dorm was Ackley, and I had sixth floor with all the student athletes.
Then where are they playing? They're
We're
around.
playing at Millen Park.
Oh yeah, we played our. Well, maybe it was Binder Park, but Millen Park. I think we played some of our regionals or an invitational there in
Yeah.
high school. I played there several times.
We played there, I think, a year and a half, and then the Moors opened up, and they
Okay.
let us use the Moors as our home course.
Yeah, that's great.
And it was
that with a private club?
private club. Gary Groh, I don't know if
Yeah.
you know that name, but he was a PGA Tour guy that was retired.
And he's
the pro.
Right. Perfect.
So he comes in there, and he treats us really good, better than some places.
A lot of
would.
people would find maybe this hard to believe, but what do you think back in the 80s was the likelihood that a golf coach knew much and the college level knew much about the golf swing?
Percentage,
Yeah,
5.
5%.
Yeah.
Like they weren't PGA pros. They weren't.
No.
Some of them didn't even play college golf.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
Right. So people don't understand,
The difference between now and then,
yeah, the idea that
it couldn't be further apart.
the person as a golf coach
Right.
had never really played at a high level competitively in golf, right?
I couldn't tell you one.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember one from any
and they
any
were
team.
they were more like often misfits within the athletic department, right?
Ex-coaches.
Yes.
Ours was an ex-football coach,
Right.
Merle. Yeah, that's
nice
what they were.
guys. I'm not.
No, they.
But
Yeah,
it's not a guy that you're gonna go to and say, "Can you help me with my swing?" or "Can you?"
never.
Right.
Right.
I mean, and that was sort of. It wasn't even an unwritten rule, like
Right.
right. I mean, if you played competitive golf, those guys were few and far between, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. And we had nowhere to practice. I mean, in the wintertime, it was just winter.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
If you weren't hitting balls out of your sliding glass window,
At some point in my career at Michigan State, we had a indoor driving
net.
in the press box of the football stadium.
Right.
Like if the press box was on the 6th floor, this room was on the 4th floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you could go up there in the afternoon. It wasn't bad. It really wasn't that bad. And considering, I mean,
Well, you didn't know any better.
well, it
I
was,
mean,
I
think about it now.
Yes, I mean, we actually, I mean, Bruce was great. There were 2 nuts on each end. He had a little putting thing in the middle of the room,
Right.
and at one point he had this thing that measured your club head speed, and he had video equipment, which ruined a lot of guys.
Right.
Ruined a lot of guys because they saw their swing on video.
The dream was over.
but
Yeah.
So tell me what it's like playing college golf.
Well, back then, we just had a lot of fun. I mean, we were all friends. At least the first 4 or 5 guys that played all the tournaments. We spent a lot of time together. I mean, we drove in a checker cab.
Right.
A yellow checker cab with 7 people.
Yeah, exactly.
All of our equipment.
Yes.
To Padre Island, Texas.
You didn't even think twice about it.
No, we jumped in. They had jump seats in them. The front seats had jump seats. So nobody's in seat belts or anything.
Right.
And we're playing euchre for
The
30
whole way.
hours.
Yeah, the whole way.
Yeah. For our, then we'd always ask coach for our day money before we took off. He'd count the days and give you, $32 a day, and he'd just pay it all out in cash.
Right.
And then we just use that to play
You
euchre
play
with
poker
all the
and
way
then
down. Yeah.
go out at night.
Yep. Go down there for a week, 10 days, play Padre Island Country Club or what. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
That's where I played with Tom Lehman for the first time.
There you go.
In college.
Is he your age? Or
Yeah.
close to your age?
1 year older.
And are you playing in tournaments?
Yeah.
Or is that just the spring trip?
No, it's an invitational. Yeah.
And that's how you're getting warmed up for the season in the spring.
Yes.
So you come into the fall.
You play golf in the fall.
You're ready. You're ready to play because you played all summer. You play in a handful of tournaments in the fall, and then you go dormant for the most part, unless you go someplace.
Completely.
Unless you go someplace with your parents or something. Right. There wasn't this idea that only the elite. Tom Harding, who I'm sure you knew.
Yeah.
He was on the golf team with me. He would go down to, I think, Inverness.
Oh, okay.
And he would get lessons from, you would know the guy's name, but he would get lessons down there from somebody and then come back. And
you're talking about Inverness,
in Florida.
Oh, okay, not Inverness.
No.
Yeah, in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
nobody was doing that.
He was a mechanic. Yeah, nobody else. He would go down all the time and get these lessons, and then I mean, so you're dormant till the spring, and then your spring trip is you hop in a car and 7, 8 guys, and not only all your clubs but all your
everything,
luggage,
golf shoes, balls,
everything. Yeah,
everything. Yeah,
and then that's the way you get to all the tournaments, right?
Right. Whether it's a checker cab or 8-passenger van or 10 depending on how many guys they're letting us bring.
You're not flying anywhere.
But think through that whole winter, you're never touching a club.
No.
The only thing we were doing is we go to the IM every day and play basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
To stay in shape, but
like intramural sports, right?
Nothing else.
And you're trying to go to school.
Yeah, and you're trying to get school done. Yeah.
At what point do you think, I'm going to try and make a career out of this?
Of golf?
Yeah.
Well, not until after my senior year in college. I had, okay career in college golf, not great, average probably. But when I got out, I really started for the first time in my life trying to develop at some level, to go to some different level. And I don't even know what that was, but I wanted to get better.
So, I mean, I'll tell you what my college career was like playing golf. Like some classes I did okay. Some classes I struggled. I mean, but for the most part, I would see all the guys on Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the qualifiers. You were probably automatically like a starter, but we would do these qualifiers,
Mm-hmm.
and every Friday night I would see all the guys, and every Saturday night I would see all the guys, and
Right.
right down here on Albert Street. I mean, we were out. I don't want. I mean,
A lot.
it would, for the most part, every night. And
Sure.
back then they would stamp your hand, so we would all show up at Saturday morning, and drinking was just part of
Part of school.
the deal, right?
Right. Yeah, we're the same way.
Yeah, and the idea, winning was just us not even in the realm of
Right.
it was more playing, and winning was like a summer thing,
Right.
not a fall or spring kind of.
And individually, you're trying to finish, in the
Yeah.
top 10,
Yeah,
get some recognition at some point. But
Yeah.
it wasn't that big a deal. In the spring, when you started out playing, I mean, we go to Ohio State and play the Scarlet course
right.
in really cold weather, and we had never played a round of golf. We
Well,
might have hit a few
Yeah,
balls
yeah, not
'Cause
for
so
the-
early.
for that season.
for that season, for
Yeah.
that spring season.
Now, did you play against Cook at Ohio State?
He was gone.
Was he?
I think he was just gone. Yeah, because I remember watching him play at the Spartan Invitational his senior year.
I remember going out there, and
I had to watch him.
yeah,
He was an idol kind of guy.
and there was the guys at Ohio State were legendary,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Sindelar and all those guys.
Yeah, Perry and
Mhm.
Chris Perry and Burroughs, and
Yep.
would they have been in your?
Yeah, I played with all those guys.
Yeah. And that's the other thing about going to Western is, my memory is you still played against all the same Big Ten schools for the most part. The invitationals you
Yeah.
went to, they were all the same.
Yeah,
right?
we'd cross each other
Yeah,
during the whole season. Maybe not every MAC but
a lot of them.
a lot of them. Yeah, I got to know them. That's why I always got paired like with Lehman, and so we became friends.
And Lehman played at
Minnesota.
Minnesota, right?
Yeah, and he was an All-American and
Right.
everything, and we all knew who he was, and I got paired with him a lot, and so it was fun, and I
Yeah.
got to know him.
And so, not an All-American in college, not, what did you study?
Business, marketing. Yeah.
And you get done, and what year would you have finished? 82?
82, spring of 82,
So 4 years.
right?
And then what?
Well, at that point, my father still had his business, so I was kind of thinking about that. But he told me, "Listen, I don't want you going in there. I don't want you coming and working here." I don't know how happy he was at that point,
Right.
because he was older then and maybe getting ready to sell and
Mhm.
retire.
Do you come back to Okemos?
Yes,
And had you met your wife?
yeah, we had already been dating for 4 years
Okay.
since
so
freshman year in high school or
Oh,
college.
college.
Yeah.
So you met, where's she from?
Birmingham.
Yeah, there you go. So you meet her in college, and you're dating for 4 years.
Yep.
And then what?
Well, then after we got out of school, her parents, I went back to East Lansing where my parents lived then,
Right.
and she went back home to Birmingham, but I'd always go over there back and forth, and her parents decided to move to Florida. So she took off, maybe in June and headed to Florida with her parents. She didn't want to go, but she knew she had to go and see him down there. And so she was hanging out down there for a while, and so I'd go down there. I'd drive 24 hours,
Right.
go down to see her. And
Right.
finally in August, her mom said, you got to get back up north, and she was sad. So she came back up, moved in with one of her girlfriends, and they lived in Berkeley over in Detroit.
Oh, right.
And so I could go over there and see her, and I was playing tournaments all summer. So I started ramping up stuff,
As a professional or amateur?
as an amateur.
So you're playing in the Michigan Am and the All City. And
GAM champ,
you're playing in the Western
the
Am?
Buick Open. I qualified for the Buick
Oh, you
Open
did?
as an amateur over
Yeah.
at Bay Valley over in Bay City.
Okay.
And so
It's
once
not what it was today. It's not,
it was really packed. I mean, it wasn't Tiger Woods.
but it was PGA guys.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, couples and all those guys were,
Mhm.
Cook. Everybody was there, and I qualified and I raced right from there and checked in at Warwick. I had an uncle that was a member
Yeah. So
there
you're playing at Warwick in '82.
in '82.
I think
And the Buick
I'm
Open.
pretty sure I was there
Yeah,
on Sunday.
yeah. Really? Well, you were and I wasn't.
No, yeah.
But
Yeah. Curtis Strange and those guys
Yeah.
were all there. Yeah.
but I teed off in the first wave of the afternoon off of number 1, and you played there.
No, I've
You've never played there.
no.
One's a par 5.
Yeah.
In the old days. Think we're still playing with wooden clubs.
Right.
And couples and another, maybe Lanny Watkins and somebody that make the turn in front of us. They're the last group going in
Right.
front of our wave starting. And they take off, and their crowd is huge.
Right.
And so they're walking down the fairway, and they announce us, and I get up, and I hit a perfect drive. Right down, Tony Penna, right down. And then I got up, I hit a perfect 3-wood, and I hit it right on the front of third of the green.
Right.
Well, it's a 3-tiered green, and the pin was all the way in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So I step up, to take a deep breath, and I putt it up, and it goes up the first tier, up the second tier, but it doesn't make it to the top. So it comes back down to the second tier, and then I putt it up, and I just barely get it up there, and then I putt it up by the hole, and I miss it, and so I make a 7 on the very first hole. I had 2 perfect shots, and I made it a 7, and then I ended up shooting like 41 on the front 9. Then I shot 35 in the back, and
That's Friday.
that's Thursday. Yeah, and then
Thursday.
I shot 73 or something on the second day and missed the cut. But, the guys I was playing with were really good. Antonio Serta was one of the guys, and he had been on tour forever. And a guy named Steve Liebler, and he was a college kid that had made it on
Was your
tour.
dad?
Everybody, my uncles and
Everybody's
aunts
coming
that
out
lived
to
there in Flint. They were out there watching. A Reggie came and watched, and I just remember I was so nervous.
Yeah, well,
I was
of
so
course.
nervous.
Yeah, so I would have been in high school, and I'm pretty sure it was Jerome and I and another buddy, Jim Roselle, and we were sort of watching it. My dad was going to drive my brother to the airport because he was, I think, flying home to Denver.
Oh,
And we were just kind of talking, and they were like, you should go watch the tournament.
right.
You should go there. So we get in the car and we drive over to Grand Blanc, and we get there late, like the end of the tournament. And we somehow finagle ourselves right on 18 green, and there's a tower right there. And we go in, we get on the tower, like the scaffolding. We just basically are up against the scaffolding. And my brother and my dad, this was when you didn't have to go through TSA, right? You could walk right to the gate and wait.
Right.
And they were waiting at the gate, and they were watching the tournament on TV. And we had our Sexton big red hoodies. All 3 of us had the same thing, coincidentally had it. And they could see us
Perfectly.
and they were like, what were you guys doing? I said, I don't, it was like no big deal to us. It
Right.
wasn't like we were doing something. But they were like, how did you get on the scaffold? I said, I don't know. We just,
Nobody was pulling you off.
I don't think we even paid for tickets because we got there like late in the day.
Right.
It was, we probably left at 3 or 4 o'clock and watched an hour of it.
What a
But
great atmosphere, though.
it was. It was.
See those guys?
And it was so, it was so much different. Like you could walk around and Curtis Strange would walk right by you, or
right.
they were just sort of walking in between the 18th green. Nothing like it is today, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, what did that tell you though? That you could play with those
Well,
guys?
the guys I played with said, you know what? Don't give it up. Keep playing. I must have, I mean, I was okay. It wasn't great, but they
Right.
said keep playing. So then I started working even harder.
Where are you working?
Well, I mean, working on my game.
Yeah, no, I know where.
At Walnut Hills.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I went to the GAM championship over in Detroit, and I won that.
Okay, was that match play or all medal?
It was medal and
Oh.
then match.
Okay.
And so, and then I felt even better. And then the invitational came up and we won that, and, that summer. And so things were just kind of,
Yeah.
and then a couple of guys got together and said, "Hey, you want to go to tour school?" And I said, "Yeah, heck, I'll go.
Why not? Yeah,
Why not?"
Of course.
So they put together some money and gave it to me, and I took off and I went down to.
Do you remember who those guys were? From guys from Walnut Hills, I assume.
Yeah,
Not
so
really.
I don't want to start mentioning names, and if it wasn't one of them,
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, and so maybe
Which
gave
was
me,
pretty common, right?
Yeah.
The pretty common way is that
Back
you
then.
gets 3 or 4 guys and they'd put up some money and say,
Yeah.
okay. And then the idea is always, if you make it on tour and then you'll pay the money back or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, between those guys, my dad, my grandfather, I went down to Florida. I played in the Goosey mini tour stuff for about 3 or 4 weeks right before my qualifier.
Right.
And you had played a regional and then the finals back then. There
So
wasn't
2
three.
stages.
2 stages.
Right.
And if you made it to the finals then, you were guaranteed either a card or a Ben Hogan tour card.
Right.
I think it was a Ben Hogan tour or something. And the finals were at TPC if you made it.
Right.
So I went down to West Palm.
TPC would have just opened. Right.
Yes.
Sawgrass, like.
Yep. Came to the first tee, and I'm paired with some guy and Paul Azinger. Now I didn't. He wasn't.
Yeah.
He was trying to
course.
get on tour too.
Yeah.
So I get paired with.
And I
him.
got to tell you, you look at Paul's swing and I look at your swing and I'm thinking you're going to beat him all day long.
Well,
Now, I'm not sure you thought that, but
right. Well, I just knew he was an All-American.
oh, was he?
At Florida
Yeah.
State or somewhere.
Yeah.
And that he was a good player. And so we teed off. We got along great.
Mm-hmm.
He might have shot 70-70 and I shot 70-71.
So you're right there with
right there. I'm in top. You have to be 26th or
Mhm.
better. So the third day comes, and I think
But this is it for you. I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but if you're playing competitive golf, isn't this the dream?
Yeah, but I'm not even.
And
I don't know if I know the
you-
scope of the whole.
you look at
thing.
you had to look up to guys like Tom Watson and
Yeah.
Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer, and the
Yeah, no
idea
question.
that you could make a living and a life, and you know the path, right?
Sure.
You're either going to go out and win the U.S. Open
Right.
by qualifying, or you go through tour school, right?
Right. Yeah. You go.
And
Yes.
so here you are at tour school,
Yeah.
right?
I couldn't believe it.
And you're shooting 70, 71
Right.
with an All-American, right?
Right.
And
That we don't get repaired together, but didn't.
how many rounds is it?
4.
4. So you're halfway home.
So I shot 72, maybe the third round. And the weather's not great.
Right.
So, you're thinking, okay, and I'm still in there. I'm at like 19th or 18th.
Yeah, you're under par though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The last day is monsoon, terrible, windy, just crazy,
Right.
And they're taking us, I think, off both tees or something. And I'm fighting it out. I am trying so hard because it's terrible, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I've played in all this kind of weather.
Right.
It's no big deal. And I shoot 74 and I come in and I'm looking on that board and they, had
So you're even par, right?
yeah. So I'm looking at that little arrow they make
Yeah,
in the old days,
that
they-
identifies the cut line.
yeah. And I'm standing there and I started at 19th and I came in and I think I was still right around there. Wasn't too bad. But then groups started finishing,
After you.
after me.
And they probably had better weather.
That arrow, coming down.
Yeah.
One, I go, okay, how many groups are left? You're counting them and the whole deal.
Right. You're doing the math. And back then they didn't have you didn't know what the score was of the guys.
You
out on
you
the-
don't know what he's
yeah,
doing out
you know,
there,
Not like today.
But a guy's that's, was 4 shots behind me shooting 68.
Yeah.
Or stuff like that. I'm thinking, there's no way. How
Right,
and
right.
it keeps coming down, and there might be a group left. And I'm right there at 26. I might be in a playoff, and some guy comes in, shoots an unbelievable round. It goes down. So I'm at 27. So you're just standing there and you're going, well,
That's where you finish?
it's over.
Yeah.
I finished tied or 27th or tied for 20 or something.
Yeah.
That arrow's right there and there's my name. I mean, if I'd had a camera back then, and I would just standing there going, how can that be? I played my guts out and tried as hard as I could. And usually, I might have been one of those guys that
And you
maybe
didn't
gave up
make
little
a
bit
7
here
on
and
the
there.
first hole. You didn't 5-putt or whatever.
No.
You're playing solid for 4 straight days, and maybe played some of the best golf you've ever played in your life.
Hit a drive, duck, with the wind and whatever.
Right.
Get it out in front of the fairway, and then wedge it in from 40 yards.
Yeah.
Make a par.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff was going on, and I just remember afterwards seeing Azinger.
Right.
He was there in one of those truck things with the camper on it.
Right.
That's what he was in.
Yeah,
And
that's
he
how
was
he got
fishing
there.
at night.
Yeah.
His wife was in there. He was married, and his dad or his father-in-law, I don't know
Right.
what it was, and they were living in that. And he goes, say sorry about that. You played great, blah blah blah.
Right.
You got to keep playing. You just gotta,
Yeah.
know. And I think I played one more Goosey event, and then I went home.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of telling, that I didn't. Even my girlfriend
Right.
was back home. I was starting to
Right.
get homesick.
It's hard to get. I mean, people don't understand how hard it is to get in a car, drive to a golf course. You're all alone. You don't know a lot of people. I mean, you knew who Azinger was, but you don't.
Yeah, I don't know anybody.
He's trying to beat you, and even if you play good, you're still alone, right?
Yeah.
There's nobody there, and you played great. There's nobody, and back then it's not like you can text anybody.
Yeah.
You got to make a phone call. You probably got to do it collect because, a lot of people don't know this. But
Yeah.
back then, a long distance
Sure.
call costs money.
Yeah, I didn't want to
Right?
call my dad or anything. I just, I was just, I don't know. I was just at that point where I just,
Yeah.
where maybe I'd have been a little different, different personal situation or whatever. But,
Right.
I missed my girlfriend.
Yeah. So you come back to East Lansing.
Come back to East Lansing. That's the fall of, what's that,
82.
82. And don't really do a lot trying to figure out. I interviewed at maybe a couple businesses, friends of my dad,
Right.
some marketing places, and really wasn't sure what I was going to do. And then I ended up right at Christmas time. I went to one of my cousin's weddings or something, and then I came home from that, and then I asked my girlfriend to get married, and I didn't know what we were going to be doing.
And she said yes.
Yeah, she said yes.
But you're a pro, right? Or an amateur?
Yep, I'm a pro.
Right.
So I'm trying to
You
decide.
had to basically turn pro to do the tour school,
yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
And playing Goosies and take money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I'd won a few checks there. So, I mean, not a lot of money
Yeah.
back then. So I asked her to marry. She said yes. And then I freaked out about 3 weeks later.
And you're really when you come home, you're basically saying, I'm not going to be the tour type of pro, right? To the
not right now.
Yeah.
But I thought that it was in the cards.
Yeah.
If I could figure it out, how I could go back again.
Right.
You know?
You're not leaving there thinking these guys are way better than me. I'm never going to be able to.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. Not at all. Because I don't know, from where I was to the first guy probably wasn't 6-7 shots.
Yeah, over 4 days.
You
It's
know,
a shot and a half. Or something
And I
like
was
that.
figuring it's my first try.
Right.
I'm 21 or 22 or whatever. And I just thought, well, got to figure out what I'm going to do next.
Yeah. So
then I went that next spring. I thought, well, where can I continue to play golf a little,
right.
get paid, and somebody got me an interview with Dick Stewart. And I knew Dick.
At Kalamazoo Country Club. Right.
So I interviewed with him, told him what I wanted to do. He goes, "You're hired. You can start work,
Isn't
for
that
me
great?
in the spring."
Isn't that great?
So I got married one day, and the next day I was at Kalamazoo Country Club. I got married.
Did you
and then
move down there?
Well, I knew Kalamazoo because I went to school
Oh,
there.
right.
So we got an apartment, brand new apartment. I was married a day, and I went to work at Kalamazoo
And
Country
so,
Club.
Kalamazoo Country Club, although I haven't played it and I never played in their invitational, was like
Yeah,
the event, right?
yeah.
As far as country club events in the
Biggest.
state of Michigan, right?
Yeah.
And mainly because of its location to Point of Woods,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And people have to understand that back when we were playing, well, I say we, but back in that era,
Mm-hmm.
the late 70s to maybe into the 90s, maybe longer, Point of Woods held the Western Am,
Yes.
right?
Right.
It was always at Point of Woods.
Yeah.
And because it was at Point of Woods, it was a national attraction for amateur golfers all over the country. And they played, name the guy, including Tiger Woods, and everybody would come there, right?
Top 5 event.
And they would also, like, if there was right after that, there'd be a USAM qualifier someplace close to Point of Woods, sometimes Grand Rapids, and often got a lot of players from Point of Woods who would then come and play in one of Michigan's
Right, Benton
USAM.
Harbor.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And so, in addition to that, Dick Stewart's Invitational would include players from the Western Am
The week before.
the week before, right?
Yeah. I played in it maybe 3 times.
And so, the names and the competition that would be in that Kalamazoo. And so tell me how that worked. You didn't have to be a member to play in their Kalamazoo Invitational?
You had to be invited,
Right.
and the members could invite people to play in it, or I'm sure the committee, because I played in it one year with Bob Sauer, one of my teammates.
Right.
We got invited.
So you didn't have to play with a member.
No,
Right.
no. But one of the gentlemen that was a member at Kalamazoo, a guy named Paul Krylik, was very wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
He would fly all those kids in
The week before.
the week before, take them out for dinner, pay for everything. There are parties at the club.
No violations there.
No violations there. Bring them in, and then they would play with a member.
Oh, okay.
Those kids would
And
all
that would be, names we would probably all know, right?
Oh, Jack Nicklaus Jr.
Yeah, there
He
you
played.
go.
Rick Fair,
Rick Fair, right?
Couples, I think maybe played
Bobby
one year.
Clampett or no?
I don't know if he played or
Billy
not.
Mayfair and those
Yeah,
guys?
there's a lot. There was.
Yeah.
They were all pretty well
Because
known.
they were all playing in the
Western.
Western, right?
Yeah, and most of them were already in it. They didn't have to qualify
Right,
for it.
right.
They would have already qualified. And been
For a
invited.
guy like me, I had to always go down to Hampshire
Fire Hill, me too.
and try and qualify. And as I got good enough, Hampshire was brutal because
Mm-hmm.
first of all, you had the spiked greens, and you knew the number, right? It was usually 74 or 73,
Right.
and that golf course was all trees on the back
Mm-hmm.
nine, and the greens were shitty. So if you shoot 75 or 70, it was probably just one bad shot that cost you.
Getting in. Yep,
Yeah.
I know.
But tell me what it's like working for Dick Stewart, because he's a long time. In fact, I met him again, I guess, at your retirement.
Well,
dinner.
to this day, he's one of my really close friends and mentor.
Right.
And the guy would call in my business to answer questions that I'd
Mhm.
have. And he was 38 years at Kalamazoo.
Right.
So when I went there, we were instantly, because we knew each other and I had played in the Invitational, we were instantly friends.
Right.
So he took care of me, told me what I should and shouldn't do, and all summer long. I gave lessons and I played in tournaments.
There's a complete difference of being a member at a country club as opposed to being an employee of a country club. I mean, the idea
Yeah.
that just because you're a member there doesn't mean you know how to work at a country club, right?
Right, right. But I don't know why, but I felt like I had the skills already personally
Yeah,
to do what I needed to do. I just needed Dick to sit me down and say, listen, there's a line.
right.
You just draw the line and it'll be easy for you. Just draw the line.
Yeah,
They're the members, we're the employees, no matter what the situation.
right.
And I remember that from the first week, my whole career. And I'd like to say that I pretty much stayed on my side of the line when there was a hard decision to make.
Right.
I stayed on my side of the line.
Which, I mean, you must have because you obviously
Yeah.
did it for a long time at a high level.
Yeah. Well, that like I said, starting out like that
Right.
made all the difference in the
It's
world.
important. Almost anybody who has a successful career, they have people at a beginning to like mentor you, right?
Right.
And I think it's also important that you remember those people that did. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
to
yeah.
be able to acknowledge, hey, this guy. I was surprised he knew who I was. You know,
Yeah.
and he came right up to me and he said hello, and I had forgot, but I had run into him the year before or shortly before that at the Michigan Am, which was at the Heather.
Oh, okay.
And for some reason he was there. I think he was working, or he lives up there now. Or,
Yeah. Yeah. He retired. He's got a home on Lake Michigan.
yeah, and he was
Yeah.
watching. He was watching the semifinals, and he came up and introduced himself and knew who I was, and I was just like,
Great. Yeah.
I have no idea how he would
Put that together.
know who
Yeah.
I was because
Yeah.
I wasn't like you, and yet he was very,
Yeah.
great guy about it.
He is great. And he took me that whole summer, and then when it got to the fall, he knew I had played pretty decent in my PGA stuff starting out. And he goes,
PGA meeting, like
all the tournaments for
PGA of Michigan, right?
yeah, my
The
PGA
club pro stuff.
yeah. And I played decent. And so he got a bunch of guys together again, and he said, "You want to go to tour school?" I got guys that'll
Right,
do it in the mixer.
right.
They'll put the money in, and
Kalamazoo is probably a lot more wealthy guys that can raise that kind of money.
just gave me, I don't know what it was back then, $10,000 or
Right,
whatever, and said,
right.
"Go play and try tour school." And now I'm married,
Mm-hmm.
doing all that, which is better in some ways, and in some ways it's tough.
Yeah.
But I got down there and started practicing, and I really never felt the same way then as I did the year before.
Right,
I wasn't the same person, having gone through that work
right.
and seen Dick and his lifestyle and how great I thought it was, which it was. In
Right.
retrospect, that, looking at what he was doing,
But does
I thought,
the dream to be on tour was the drive.
Waning.
The drive, yeah.
yeah.
And it's great that you recognize that, right?
Yeah. Well, I saw it and I thought, and Dick would say to me, "Listen, if you're going to get in the business, don't wait. We'll get you interviews as fast as we can.
How great is that?
Until I wasn't even a PGA member then.
Yeah,
I was an apprentice.
right.
It takes
And-
3 or 3.5 years.
And that's a people don't understand. You just because you're a pro doesn't mean you can run a
pro shop.
clubhouse.
Yeah, in a clubhouse. Yeah. A golf program.
Yeah, you gotta become a Class A certified professional, right? Which you're saying takes 3 years and a number of hours, and then there's
Credits.
a competency,
Yep.
right?
Playing, competency, everything.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I went down to Florida. I played okay, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't make it, and then we came back and job opportunities. I wasn't going to go back to Kalamazoo.
okay.
Dick said, "Why don't you he had some friends in Detroit. He goes, "Why don't you go to Detroit? You're going to be playing more. Things are a little different there because they have starters and,
Right,
things will change for you a little bit." So I went to Detroit Golf Club.
right,
I
great.
worked for Jim
Donald.
Vaughn.
Donald Ross,
Yeah. And so I'm at Detroit Golf Club, summer of '84,
Mhm.
Tigers,
Right.
world
Oh,
champs,
Yeah, exactly.
all my members.
Billy Sims.
All my members had tickets. Yeah, so we're playing golf, teaching,
Yeah.
Caddyshack during the day and driving down
Red Wings,
Woodward.
are the Red Wings there or not?
Yeah.
I mean, are the Red Wings playing at Detroit Golf Club or not? That's
Oh,
probably
yeah. All the athletes
yeah.
are in and out of there every day.
Yeah.
And, big wigs, business guys, whatever. So we're taking off after work, driving right down Woodward, 8 miles, 6
Right.
miles, and going to the games, and so it was quite a summer. I mean, it was a great place.
Yeah.
Played some good golf, won the Assistants Championship that summer.
At the state, or was it a district? Yeah.
State Assistants Championship at Washtenaw, and that summer. And so that was kind of my first bigger victory because it qualified me for the national.
Oh, okay.
So I got to go to the national out in Brookhaven or in Boston.
Brookline?
Brookline. No, it was,
Brookhaven.
yeah, somewhere. And FootJoy was the sponsor, and that's where I made friends with Fred Funk.
Oh, there you go.
He was an assistant, and he won his assistants championship. So he went there. He was with his wife, and I was with my wife. And we got to be friends. Went out for dinner and did a bunch of stuff. Well, he won that.
Wow.
And then he went on tour.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
it started him
more common in the 84 period than, probably post 96.
Journeyman guys.
Well, yeah.
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 Yeah, lots of them. Ed Humanick.
Right.
Bob Probin.
Yeah.
Guys that actually went and played on tour.
Right.
From around here.
Right.
That's how you did it. You kind of.
Yeah, Lynn Jansen a little bit.
Yeah.
He didn't actually get his card, but he played.
Randy Erskine.
Buddy
Buddy Witten.
Right.
All those guys played in some serious
tour events.
Events, yeah.
And so where do you go from Detroit Golf Club?
Well, so then the pro that was there, Jim Vaughn, maybe we weren't best of friends.
Right.
There was definitely a line drawn there too, where Dick and our line was together.
Yeah.
That line was separate. And so Dick's best friend was Mike Kernicki.
Okay.
And he was at Bloomfield Hills Country Club. So he goes, why don't you go up and see Mike. He'll interview you and you'll get the job, whatever. And so I went 8 miles up Woodward.
And listen, so 85, I mean, you can't be making 40 grand, can you?
Oh, no, not even close. Making 600 a week, 600.
Yeah. And they don't pay in the winter, right?
I was making 700 a month.
700 a month to be an assistant pro.
Plus my lessons, $25 a half hour.
Yeah, and you get your meals or whatever, right?
You get one meal.
Yeah.
And you can play golf at Bloomfield. I could play golf one day a week.
Oh, God, that's terrible.
Except after work. We closed a little earlier, so you could play at 6 o'clock. So
and you could hit balls and stuff like that.
Yeah, and while we were giving lessons, in between.
Right.
Hitting balls and playing and
right.
And we had a ball. I had one of my closest friends to this day, a guy named Chip Clover, who was at my retirement party.
Okay.
He was there. He came from Buffalo.
Wow.
And he was there that night to see me. Mm-hmm. And we'd play golf every night.
At Bloomfield.
At Bloomfield.
Yeah. And that's like the club now. Down there.
Yeah. And at that point, Ioka, and all those guys were all members.
Yeah.
Smith.
Chrysler and Roger Smith. And
Roger Smith. They all lived on the course.
Right.
Hoagland, a guy named, all the big shooters.
Yeah.
Bob Seger would be playing golf, and heck, you'd have all sorts of people because Harry Niederlander was a member, and he owned Pine Knob.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so he'd give
and the Fox.
Oh, wow.
And so he would come in the spring and give us all passes for Pine Knob for the lawn. Season passes.
Yeah, so you could go to whatever.
Anytime you wanted. Any concert you wanted, you sit on the lawn.
Yeah.
But if you wanted tickets to the seats, you just called his secretary.
And she would get them.
And she'd get them.
Oh, wow.
And so it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And F. Allen Smith, who was the executive vice president of finance at General Motors, and I became really close friends because I taught him. Mm-hmm. He came to me one day, he had a Fila suit on in this pro shop, and he said, I'm going to start playing golf. You want to teach me? And I go, well, yeah, sure. What's your handicap? He goes, I don't know, about a 20.
Right.
So for the next 2.5 years,
Wow.
I mean, we did a lot of stuff
I
together.
mean, you end up, if you're given that many lessons, you're talking a lot more than just golf, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he would, after that summer, that first half summer that I started teaching him, he would take Beth and I, he would fly us in GM's jet, he and his wife and his son and Beth and I, out to Aspen.
Wow.
2 weeks, all paid, ski, and then in the springtime, we'd go to Palm Springs. We'd have our own condo, and I'd just play golf with him every day. And Beth just lay out in the sun. And we did that every year.
Tough life.
And then when my second child was born, Bradley, his middle name's Alan because it was Alan Smith, and he gave him a huge, really back then, really nice check, and
Wow.
and we remained friends until he passed away.
Wow.
Unbelievable. He was so great. We flew
Isn't that funny that,
that.
$700 a month, and I can't imagine where you'd be living, right? And what your day to day, but your memory of it is so positive, right?
Those summers were unbelievable. They were so special with the people that I got to know.
Right.
And some of those people are still members
Yeah.
at
I'm
Bloomfield.
Sure. I'm sure.
And I'll see John French or some different people that are still there that I see once in a while.
And how long are you at Bloomfield then?
So I'm there 85, 86, and 87. But in 85, during my first year, that was the U.S. Open at Oakland Hills.
Oh, is that TC Chen? Is that Andy North wins that?
Andy North.
Yeah.
Nicholas came over on Wednesday because he wanted to practice by himself.
Right.
So he came to Bloomfield because it was quiet, and I was an assistant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd go out, sit on the bucket at night. He'd have his own balls,
Right.
and he'd hit balls. His caddy, and he'd hit balls. I'd watch him until he was done. So he goes over and he plays on Thursday in the afternoon round, and he plays not great. Okay.
Right.
Plays the morning round on Friday and misses the cut.
Mm-hmm.
So he, unbeknownst to me, he comes to Bloomfield afterwards, and he walks into the pro shop, and he says to Mike Koenig, he says, "Hey, I missed the cut. Is it okay if I play? Can I play golf? My son's here. We'd like to play."
Right.
And Mike says, "Well, yeah, sure, but you've got to play with a member or somebody on staff, and it's the only person on staff that can play on Friday is Ron Beurmann." So the next thing, unbeknownst to me, he comes walking through the pine trees, and he's walking right towards me, and I'm hitting drivers and whatnot. And he walks up to me and says, "Hey, Ron, how you doing?" And I go, "Great." I said, "Why are you here?" He said, "Well, I missed the cut." He goes, "Hey, we'd like to play today. Is it okay if Jack Jr. and I play golf with you today? Do you want to play?"
Wow.
And I said, "Absolutely, that'd be great." So he goes, "Oh, they're going to bring our bags out and whatnot." So he's standing there, and I'm been hitting drivers, knocking him out there.
Right.
Well, he just steps back a few steps, and he's watching me.
Yeah.
And I remember,
Now you're nervous.
now I got my tee in my hand and my ball, and I'm putting down. I took two hands, and I crouched. I did a squat, and I teed my ball up, and I hit it, and I hit a good one. And he came, he hit balls. Jack Jr. hit balls. We had caddies, and we walked 18 holes at Bloomfield on a absolutely perfect Friday afternoon. I mean, it couldn't have been 75 and no wind. We played. I putted with his old George Lowe on the putting green. I was waggling his driver, chipping with his sand wedge. Golf talk. Just
everything is
guy
persimmon. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's wood.
He's got McGregor drivers or irons probably, right?
Beautiful, with the leather grips and the whole deal. And we go around, we play, we come up 18, and there was a party that night at the country club, and it was black tie.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget it. If I had a camera,
And I don't know if it's still the same, but can you see? They had a big balcony the one time I was there. So, is it still that way?
Yes, and 18 is a par 5, and it goes down the hill, and then it comes back up to the green.
Mm-hmm.
Well, from the tee, I'm looking back to the clubhouse, and all I can see is black and white.
Right.
The whole green is filled. It's got to be 300 people.
Probably for, I don't know.
They know he's there.
I don't know if we have anybody that doesn't play golf, but for most people that have grown up like you have,
Right.
playing their whole life, the best time to play is in the evening,
Oh, it's perfect.
right?
The wind goes down.
The wind goes down, and it's not as crowded, and that it's just if you can't play good on those conditions, right?
Yeah.
It's fun to be out there. It's just peaceful,
It's so
Yeah,
nice.
and so here you are playing.
With-
I assume your idol because he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Jack
The
Nicklaus.
idea that you could actually be playing with Jack Nicklaus. Not, it's one thing to play with somebody like Azinger in a practice round. It's got to be 10 times better and I mean, you're playing with Azinger in a tournament round, right?
Right.
You've got to respect his game. But in a practice round,
Yeah.
you pretty much can say whatever you want.
Oh, we were talking about everything, and I'd say, what are you going to do on this hole, number 8? It's a little dog leg. He goes, I'm just going to hit it long.
Right.
Stuff like that. And we came up that hill, and that green was covered in black and white tuxes.
Because they
and
all know
long
he's there.
dresses.
Yeah.
They know he's there.
Right.
And I'm just trying to get out of the way, and, hit my ball over here.
Today, everybody would have been in carts following him around, right?
Oh, absolutely. Except that you can't do that at Bloomfield.
Bloomfield.
You have to
right.
walk unless you have a doctor's.
I got you.
You have to walk.
Right.
So you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But all those people were there, and, he came up. He was so nice and cordial, and everybody was so happy to see him at their club.
Yeah, for sure.
And we played and shook hands, and, I said, good luck and blah, blah, blah. And,
Tell me when this was.
it's the summer of 85.
Yeah.
Because think,
Yeah, it's less than a year later.
what's he doing?
He's winning the Masters.
He's winning the Masters.
Yeah.
And it's, it's just,
He
it gives
didn't
me
ha- he-
goosebumps just thinking about it right now.
He didn't have that putter though, right?
No.
He switched out.
He switched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his son is caddies for him.
Caddies for him.
Right.
Yeah. And it's, it doesn't even seem real now, but think,
Right.
no phones, no
pictures.
no.
The idea that you would say, "Hey, let's get a picture together," right? What was?
Well, I
not
did.
even-
His manager,
Yeah.
big guy, he needed a cart, so he got to ride
Okay.
in a cart. And they might have even put Jack's clubs on it,
Yeah.
but he couldn't walk. And so he's out there, and he's got a camera. I said, well, he can take a couple pictures, just
Right.
blah, blah, blah. And so it gets done, and I don't think about it, afterwards. Everything's going on.
Right.
And we say goodbye, and he leaves. Well, I tried to get a hold of that guy, after the fact.
Right.
How good is that nowadays? I
Right.
mean, nowadays it'd be easier probably,
Right.
but
Right.
then,
Yeah.
lost, gone, no
So-
pictures,
So
no
you
nothing.
never get a photo at the minute.
There could have been some fabulous pictures with all
Right.
those people
Yeah.
and me on the green, and I'd have that this big.
Yeah.
right there,
Exactly. Wow. So I mean, but you leave there.
They're 3
You
years.
leave Bloomfield, right?
Well, after my last year there in
87.
87, I interviewed for jobs here in East Lansing, both
At
of
Walnut
them.
Hills.
Lansing Country Club,
Who would you have interviewed with at
Birchwood
Lansing?
Farms.
Startzel?
He left.
Oh, he was leaving.
Yeah, I'm talking about the head professional.
So
job.
Chris Freeman, you're
Freeman.
You're in
He beat-
competition with Chris Freeman,
Yeah.
and you're interviewing for Miles Reggie's job, right?
No, we're interviewing for Lansing's first because Chris.
Yeah, yeah,
And I don't know. We could have all Maury and Freeman and I and everybody else, Tom Tomey and all the guys back then that were my age.
right,
We were all interviewing all these jobs.
right,
So we are going back and forth. It went Birchwood Farms.
right,
I mean, a whole bunch of places. And I didn't get Lansing,
right.
but I grew up here. Half the guys on the board
Knew who you
knew
were.
me or
Right,
my father.
that's disappointing.
And then at Walnut, I grew up there.
Right,
So people were like, well, do we really want him? I could just
Yeah.
But still thought I was going to get the job. I had
Right.
quite an ego back
Yeah.
then.
You were a way better player, probably.
And I was going in and I was probably acting like, I mean, come on,
Yeah, right.
you know, because I got word back from Dick Stewart after 4 or 5 interviews that I had done that, hey, listen, dude, you got to calm down. You're not maybe who you think you are. You've got to tone it back a little bit,
Right.
be a little more modest,
Right.
and whatever, you know, because I had been playing decent golf in my section stuff.
Right.
So I thought, you know, and I was at Bloomfield and,
Yeah.
you know, and so he told me that, and I got an interview at the Elks Club in Flint.
Okay.
So small place, used to do the Little Buick Open and some
Right.
lesser tour event thingies, you know, qualifiers. Or
It was
whatever.
a head coaching job. A head
pro
golf.
job.
Yes.
And I went in and I got the job. And so we moved to Flint. And I
Yeah.
started work there. You know, I'm carrying clubs. I'm picking the range.
Doing it all.
I'm
right.
doing it all for 3 years.
87, 88. You know, Flint is still going, I think.
Yeah, it was 88, 89, and 90.
Yeah.
Those were the 3
Flint
years.
was probably taking some hard times,
A
too.
little bit, but we were doing 30,000 rounds, 32,000 rounds at the Elks.
Completely private?
No, semi, because you could be an Elks member and
Oh,
pay
right.
fee or be a Elks Country Club member.
I got
You know? So
Right.
there's 2 categories. So we were packed all the time.
Right.
Tea times.
Right.
And so I just worked, and the people were unbelievable to me. They were so nice to me,
Wow.
and I loved it, and I worked hard, and
Are you working on your game?
oh yeah, playing a lot at night and whenever I can. And I live right there. I live 60 feet from the
Wow.
pro shop.
Are you developing any philosophies about, you know, the golf swing and, you know, because
yeah.
teaching has gone a long way, you know.
I was
I
a
don't
huge Ben Hogan guy.
so the 5 fundamentals of golf,
Yes.
which are still, you know,
Now they're back to it.
yeah, I mean,
Pretty
they're
much.
still, I mean, that's the only thing that I ever look at is that book, you know.
Right. Now everybody's
the grip,
dropping it in,
the grip and the, you know,
getting
the
their hips going.
balance and the weight shift,
Yeah.
and, you know.
Yep. So I'm working on it all the time.
And tell me what you're doing to work on it.
Just hitting balls and practicing different shots, you know, practicing different shots, just not hitting it. You know,
Right.
moving the ball. You know, we got a lot of balls still, you know, we're
87, 88. So we're just getting into the metal clubs.
Yep, just
metal
starting.
woods, right?
just starting.
Early, probably 90s is when it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
would have been common to have a full set of metal clubs.
Right.
I think. But
Yeah.
Maybe earlier than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot. I love hitting balls. So, I mean, I could virtually, if I started in the morning.
But where did there come a point in time when you felt like you made some real headway on your distance control?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, my iron game, you know, back probably when I was still at Bloomfield, or I felt like I had gotten it to a point where it was pretty much automatic,
And
iron wise.
and because distance control really is, you know, for the guys that I've seen that I've thought, man, they have their game dialed in. It's like if it's 110, they need a 110 shot. It goes 110. You
Right.
know, it might go 109, it might go 111,
Right.
but a lot of times it goes 110.
Pin high.
Right, pin high.
Pin high's the
Yeah, and if you're hitting it the distance you want, a lot of times it's going dead straight.
right.
Right.
Yeah. But I remember Nicholas telling me, he said, the pin's sitting on the green, and your ball, if you want to be a really good player, you're aiming at the pin. Well, 99% of the time, the ball's going away
Mm-hmm.
from the pin. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Unless you hit it dead straight, right? If you draw
Yeah, but
it or
the
fade
chances of.
yeah,
So he said, what I think about is how I can get it closer to the pin. I can always have my ball moving towards the pin.
right.
So when I put that into my brain, then it was a whole different game. Because then, you know, I started moving, you know, thinking about that.
Right.
So then I could think of the contours of the greens and everything, and I could start really honing in. You know, like if you were playing the Bear,
Right.
right? Back in the old days, those pins are in those quadrants.
What seemed like the hardest course
Yeah.
you'd ever seen.
So just the fact of being able now to move my ball towards the pin. So
Right.
instead of having a 12-footer, I've got a 4-footer because
Yeah.
it's going that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It changed my whole philosophy about golf.
Tell me, and I'm backtracking a little bit. Tell me what it was like in '86 when you're watching the Masters.
Oh,
And you're thinking-
Well, you just make chills go down my arms
I mean,
because
you're
every time you
thinking,
say that.
You know, I mean, I don't know if, you know.
I just played with this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not like, I mean, it's not like, I don't know. It's not like you played with Van de Velde, you know, when he
Right.
loses you're playing with the
Goat.
guy, right? Everybody looked up to. You probably watched him win hundreds of, I don't know, hundreds of tournaments,
Yeah.
but multiple majors, and watched him finish second, you know, in a bunch of heartbreakers, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That
And you know, I assume you're watching the Masters when he, you know, makes the shot on 15, right?
putt on 17.
Putt on 17, shot on 18. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, what's that like? I mean, are you just like, I played with? I mean,
Well, I probably told that story, how many times, I don't know, but it means a lot to me
yeah,
that it was at that point in time when I played with him where I felt like, well,
because a lot of people thought he would never win again.
when he was done.
Yeah,
Yeah, for the most part. He didn't make the cut there at the Oakland, but then he wins that.
I think that was the 85 was the TC Chen where he double hit it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then there was raining, and I think Andy North won it in the rain.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when do you leave the Elks, and why do you leave the Elks?
Because, and I think it was pretty much known by the people that were there that I was going to move on.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't going to be my last job, and I knew it too.
Right.
But I just told him, I said, you're going to get everything I have. That's what I told him in the interview. You're going to get everything I have.
Right.
Because I had changed. I'd gone over.
That call from Dick Stewart.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. And the job, I was up north, and the pro at that time, I won't tell his name, but he was up north with a bunch of guys playing in a state pro-am or something, and they were at a table. And I overheard him say that I'll be at Country Club at Jackson forever. They'll never get rid of me or whatever. And then it wasn't a month later. And the job came open. And I thought about it. I thought about it when he said it. I go, Dick Stewart says, never take anything for granted.
Right,
You never know
right,
in this
right.
business especially.
Right.
And so I went over there and I interviewed the first time with 10 guys. And actually Maury,
Oh, right. Yeah.
Freeman,
Yeah.
all those guys were
Yeah.
interviewing again,
Yeah.
and it took it down to 4 guys, and Bill Maury and I and a guy named Bill Baldwin.
Okay.
And maybe it was just the 3 of us. We all got second interviews.
Okay.
So, thinking, oh boy, here we go.
And you don't really know anybody there.
Jim Pickford.
Okay.
I'd played golf with him in a U.S. Open qualifier, and one of his really close friends who used to be a member at Jackson was a guy named Del DeWint, and he was one of my members.
He was a good player.
Michigan Am champ
Yeah. Okay.
in his older days, like when he
Yeah.
was 50.
Yeah.
Well, he and Pickford were buddies at Jackson. He was a member at Bloomfield, Del DeWint,
All right.
when I was there.
Yeah.
So I'd played a lot of golf with Del DeWint.
Yeah.
So we all got hooked up, and and Del was telling them, "You got to hire this guy."
Which is the way. A lot of golf relationships are,
Yeah.
right?
Business
Especially.
golf.
Yeah.
The whole triangle.
Yeah. Small world.
Yeah.
Right.
So Beth and I are sitting in Flint in the first part of January, waiting to see what happens.
1990.
1991.
Yeah. 91.
January
Okay.
91. and my phone rings, and it's Jim Pickford.
Right.
And he says, Ron, how you doing? I go, fine. He goes, how long have you been waiting for this call? And I said, my whole life, I hope.
Wow.
And he said, you're the new golf professional at the country club at Jackson. You know, I threw the phone, grabbed Beth, you know,
Right.
jumped
Landline. It's a landline.
landline. It's on the cord. We're jumping around. Just,
Right.
I said, when can I come? You know, and then I'd tell the Elks people, obviously. And,
Yeah.
but they were happy.
Isn't that funny? Yeah, they wanted you to do well.
They wanted me to do what I.
Isn't that funny though that you were not afraid to fail at Elks? You were more interested in giving everything you got, right?
I took most everything off my plate. Just made sure that whatever happened, and it ended up that one of the guys in the committee that hired me said, I was at the Elks. You didn't know who I was.
Right.
But I walked around the Elks, and I watched you putting bags on carts and cleaning carts and picking the range and being out in front with people.
Right.
And that's what they wanted.
Yeah.
They wanted the service and the personality, and I liked it. I wasn't faking.
Right.
I liked being with all the guys.
You're not afraid of hard work, right?
No, and I like just greeting people. My parents taught me all the manners and the stuff
service part
with
of
their
it.
clients.
Yeah.
I saw my mom do it all the time. And so it all fit. And then I came to Jackson, and it was like, wow, this is a great place.
So this is
summer of 91.
Summer of 91. And, you know, you're not a Hall of Famer in the summer of 91, right?
Nothing.
Well, I wouldn't say
I'm a decent player. I've played.
You're well known throughout
More
the
people
state,
would know.
probably.
Yeah, more people
right?
would know who I am just based on playing in some stuff. Yeah.
But you know, you come there. I mean, do you develop certain philosophies about what kind of pro you're going to be? No, because you've had to figure. God, I hope this is.
Well, I just tried to. I took all the 10 or 15 points that I knew from the old guy.
Right.
He wasn't a player. Personality wasn't good. Service wasn't good.
Right.
You know, I just switched it on to do all those things and become even
Do the opposite.
better player.
Right.
Because I always told my guys that work for me, listen, you don't have to be a good player to do this job, basically. But the credibility that you get from it,
Right.
if you can add that to your skills, you know, your personal skills and everything
It's almost
else.
the opposite of what we saw in our golf coaches, right? You don't have to be a great player to be a golf coach at a collegiate level, but
No.
you do have a lot of credibility if you've played at a high level, right?
Yes. Changes
Right.
the whole game. And so I played a lot more golf the first 10 or 15 years that I was at the club than I do now. A lot more. Because I had way more staff. I paid a lot of people. I had a lot of guys and good people for the most part.
They have a great driving range there.
Great driving range.
Did you hit a lot of balls?
A lot of balls.
And when do you think your game was at its peak? Or is it still?
It was probably in my late 30s to, probably 35 to 45.
What would you say? And tell
Golf
me,
wise,
yes,
not brain wise.
yes, golf wise.
Golf wise.
And are you saying it was at your peak because
I could hit
was it the ball striking?
ball striking, 100%.
Because you've always, I think, incorrectly bitched about your putting,
It's terrible.
right?
And it was-
it's
and it-
definitely not terrible.
And it was at my worst in the same time frame
that you were at your best.
that I was at my best ball striking.
I think my assessment, which I didn't really play with you then, but my assessment is you're a way better putter than you give your self credit for. But when you're trying to play at a very high level, the easiest way to save shots is to look at your putting, right?
Right. But I went through times before you and I even got together where, I'd hit, if I had a 54-hole tournament, the PGA or something, I'd hit 52 greens.
Yeah.
and I couldn't win. And I'm not talking about just hitting the green.
Yeah, no, I know.
I could not make putts from this far, from a foot.
Well, I find that hard to believe. But
I know.
get it.
I'm
We
just
all
telling
miss,
you.
We all miss them.
No,
But-
I'm just telling you. You can ask a lot of guys.
Yeah. But, tell me what your
Terrible.
golf career, like your victories, top 5, have you won everything in the state?
No, I have more tournaments that I think about
You think
in
about
my career that I haven't
yeah,
won than what I've won. I had goals set
yeah.
as a PGA
What have
member.
you? What have you won?
The PGA Match Play Championship,
Okay.
the PGA Championship, Michigan PGA
Yes.
Championship, 3 Senior Opens,
Okay.
2 Senior Opens, 3 Senior PGAs,
Yeah.
5 Chapter Championships, 3 State Pro-Ams with a partner.
Right.
We have stuff like that.
Yeah. That's a big tournament,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Everybody plays in it,
Everybody plays in it.
Right.
Yeah. We've won 3 decades.
and it's not handicapped.
No,
The state
Also,
pro-am,
yeah,
and you played
scratch.
with your daughter, right?
1 year.
Yeah.
We didn't win, but we finished 3rd or something.
Yeah.
When she was playing golf at Western.
Right.
Yeah, so that was fun. And, numerous, like, we used to have a head professional championship, which I won a few times. And just,
Now, I was told not to ask about this, but I have to.
go ahead.
What's it like to shoot 59?
Um,
You've only done it once,
yes.
and it was,
Yeah.
I mean,
it was a typical golf pro kind of day, meaning
right.
it was a Saturday morning, like a July 3rd, and
What year was that?
2002, I think, or
So you would have been in that hot streak period, right? 35 to 45. Would you have
Yeah.
been 45, under 45, right?
yeah, I was born in 60, yeah, so I was 42.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at the height of,
Right.
and I remember them coming into the pro shop. Somebody said, "Hey, we've only got 2." They did threesome golf off the first tee sometimes in their group.
Right.
They said we need one.
Right.
So I had a pair of shoes in the office, so I just slipped them on. I didn't even tie them, I don't think. I
Right.
remember not tying them and going out
Which
to the
is not
first
like
tee.
which is not like you.
Yeah. I went out to the first tee, took a couple swings. I stood up and I hit it right down the middle, and I walked up and I hit it on the green, maybe 5 feet or whatever, and probably tied my shoes as I was walking down the fairway or
Yeah.
whatever, and made it. Then I made it on 2.
Yeah, it was
And
a par 5.
Then I made it on 3.
Right. You've
then
probably done that before.
Then I made it on 4.
4 is a birdie hole.
And then
Five's-
I hit it 3 feet on 5.
Right.
And
In 2. I
in 2,
assume.
par
Yeah.
5. And I missed it,
Uh-huh. So now you're 5 under.
5 under. So then I go to 6.
Probably haven't done that a bunch.
No, 3s and 4s,
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe not 5.
Yeah.
So I go, and it's not, we're still talking then, the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Okay. So we go to 6 and I miss a 10-footer.
And what's the course record? there?
61,
And who?
Dave Hill.
Oh, what? A
Yeah.
pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's on the senior tour.
One of
at
the
that
best
time.
players. One of the best players ever to come out of Michigan, right?
Barton Trophy winner
Yeah.
in Jack Nicklaus's heyday.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so go to 6 par, 7 par, 8 I hit it a foot,
hard. One of the hardest holes.
8, but I'm playing the white tees with the
Yeah.
guys.
Okay.
So I'm hitting a 9-iron or whatever.
Yeah.
So I make birdie there and I go to 9 and I hit it left of the pin. I'm 6 under. I hit it left of the pin. The pin's front middle, or middle right there and I make it from 20 feet.
Big breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now I'm 7.
That one can get away from you.
Now I'm 7.
That one can get away from you.
Yeah.
And now nobody's talking to you, right?
It's getting, nobody's really saying.
Oh, and with all due respect, they want to stay out of your way,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
They don't want to do anything.
And they
like,
know that I'm putting out everything.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
I mean, I'm knocking the ball in, obviously, but
Right.
the hole that I missed, nobody's whacking my ball.
Right.
So I go to 10 and I knock it on, miss a birdie. And I go to 11 and I hit a driver and a 5-wood or something. And I hit it 2 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So I make that.
So now what are you?
9.
9. So the par 72. So you're 63.
I hit it close on 12 and I make it.
61. Now 62.
I go to
62.
So what do I go to? 13.
Yeah.
What's 13? You know it.
It's a short par 4.
Very short.
It's a birdieable hole.
Pins in the front.
Yeah.
Middle, kind of. Maybe.
Little. I think it's a little easier now. I don't know what it would have been like then.
Yeah, it was
They've
tight.
cleared it.
You know, I'd hit a 2-iron off in that day.
Yeah.
You know, and then hit my wedge in there, and I hit it 5 feet behind the hole.
Downhill.
This is probably the second most that I remember about the whole day.
Yeah.
I'm downhill. I'm 5 feet. Greens are like this.
Yeah.
And I get up and I putt it, and it misses the hole, and it goes by 4 feet. Then it's really quiet, you know, and then I'm over it, and I'm thinking, you know, I got to make it. You know, it's grinding now,
Right.
you know, and I make it.
Yeah.
So I par that hole.
And there's no levity.
No levity. No, we go, we're going over to the next tee.
Yeah.
I knock it up there. I knock it 3 feet on 14, make it.
Wow, that's a great shot.
So then I get up on 15.
So wait a minute. So
I'm 10.
So you're 10.
No, I'm 11.
11.
So I'm at 60.
Yeah, and
I'm playing.
no, 61. You're tied right now if you par out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 11.
Yeah.
So 15 as another short par.
I hit
4.
it 5 feet below the hole. Perfect. Right up the hill. Miss it.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't birdied 13 or 15. I go to 16. I make a 12-footer.
Which is not easy to do.
No.
Right?
Yeah. So now I'm at 16.
Because the only thing you're thinking about now is
it's
you're
hard.
not playing. You're not playing.
I'm just having fun because
yes,
I'm making
but you're
everything.
not playing for anything.
Nothing.
Right?
Just the 3 guys and our score.
And I mean, tell me if this is true or not. When everything is going right, it's easier to keep it going. But when you miss the putt on 5, right?
Yeah.
A 3-footer, it's like, especially if you have demons.
Right.
You miss a 3-footer, it's hard to like.
And I had lots of demons.
Yeah, it's hard to like turn it around. Like
yeah, but I at that point I didn't think about. I wasn't thinking 59. I was just thinking, and I still made a birdie.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm used to this.
But you missed the putt on 13.
But I made a putt.
Yes, you make the putt coming back.
That's like,
and you miss the putt on 15, right? And a lot of people would think, I'll just cruise in.
Right, but I'm thinking now every hole. I mean, I'm just going to birdie every hole. I mean, I had that in my brain.
Right,
it's just going to happen.
Right.
And I made that putt on 16, which was kind of
a big putt.
A big putt
because it reassures like you're not done for the day.
So then I'm on 17 and I hit a
long par 3.
Yeah, I hit an iron in there and I pull it, and so I'm 15 feet left of the hole.
Yeah, not an easy.
Not
putt.
easy, you know. And I'm just, it's okay because I got 18.
Yeah, which is a potential eagle.
You're right.
For it. Right.
So I make it.
So now
I'm at 59.
You're at 59.
Teeing off on 18.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I haven't seen too many people hit that green in 2.
Right.
I mean, I just don't see it. I mean, the guys I play with, none of us can do it, you know.
But I was jacked at that point. You know, I was loose, warmed up, and now I'm at 59. So I'm thinking
58, 57.
I'm just thinking I've got nothing. I can make par here.
And it's not a terribly tight tee shot.
No,
right?
Ripped it right down
You're
the
not
middle.
thinking about anything but
I ripped it right down the middle.
Right on the screws, right?
Hit a 5-wood left of the hole, pins back right, kind of.
In the valley?
Not too far left, but in the right maybe.
Yeah.
And I hit it on the green. I'm 30 feet from the pin in 2.
And you can't be thinking anything else but
I'm thinking, oh, right. Well, you know, I was relaxed.
Yeah.
I think I relaxed
Yeah.
too much because I actually was putting for 57.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it. I mean, I didn't think about it.
You're not doing the math.
I just know that
But you've made everything.
Yeah, but I know where that pin is, and so I don't want to get
Right. To
you know, but I wasn't thinking 58 either.
yeah.
It's really weird. I mean, I think back of all the things I was really thinking.
Anybody talking to you?
No, absolutely not.
So 16,
They're not
7,
even close to the hole. Once they
16,
get the pin.
17, and 18. They're putting the pin in. They're walking over.
I putt it.
And you're hitting first on every hole?
Yeah. And I put it up like this. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
3.5 feet.
Not good.
Right of the hole. Dead straight up the hill from where I was. It kind of drifted right.
Yeah.
And that's the only time I remember standing over a putt and going, you know what? If I miss this, this is all I'm going to remember.
We're on the whole round.
This is all I'm going to remember
Right.
about this
Well,
round.
that's true.
You know, and I just kind of half whiffed it to the right, tapped it in, shook hands with everybody, and everybody couldn't wait to get into the clubhouse because we were the last group.
Tell them.
Yeah, and tell them what had happened, and that scorecard still sits in the hallway, you know, under glass and the whole thing.
59.
Crazy.
Did you ever think? Did you feel like it jinxed you at all?
No.
You know, because what's his name shot 59 in that tour event.
Yeah, well, it's way different than.
Yeah, no, I know, but he was just never the same. Now at the same time.
What do you mean, Furyk?
No.
Or
the guy that went out to Denver, the guy that lost all the weight. It was right at the time that Tiger Woods sort of took go.
Duval?
Yeah.
Oh, Duval, yeah.
He shot the 59. He was never the same after that.
You think after that
I always thought,
he was
and
probably
then,
still.
And then I think Chip Beck shot 59. I thought,
I'd never thought. I just thought it was cool because Dave Hill's thing was in there, and
Yeah.
it gave me. Think how much
credibility. Because guys have, you know, it's
how much that gives you. Even after all the golf I had played there,
Right.
tournaments I had already won, you know,
Right.
here and there, then you add that to it.
I find it hard to believe that you've only done it once. And I don't know whether you've done it again.
No, I mean,
when
but I've
I-
shot a
when
lot
I-
of low ones. But
When I
not-
played with you that one time, the round we started talking about, and we played more than 18, I don't know if we played the holes in a row.
right,
And I think Henry played a little bit with us. I felt like you were like Steph Curry.
making
Everything,
Yeah.
everything was going in. And it was like, and I thought I played pretty good, and I thought for a minute I was up on you. And all of a sudden you were like, as soon as you hit it, you go, oh, you know, you do that, and you'd start walking, and then it would. I thought you were mad that it wasn't going to go in, and then it would go in.
Yeah.
And you, I mean, if we played, I don't think we played 36. We might have played 30 some hole. You
Right.
know, we played some odd amount of holes. I felt like you made 16 or 7. I mean, it was some ungodly amount of birdies, right? It was just like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but we're having fun and
We're playing the blue tees.
yeah, I know.
I mean, it wasn't like
right.
a not, you know,
Yeah.
it was, you just made it look so easy, you know.
Well, we were probably having fun too while we were playing. Probably having
We
a beer
were,
too.
we were,
or-
I didn't drive.
I
I
think-
didn't drive home, that's
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
were- you know, and that makes a little bit of a difference too.
Well, I mean,
You know,
it doesn't
especially
doesn't make it easier.
yeah. Well, since you've known me, I've been in my whatever my back surgeries
Your
and
health issues,
my health
yeah.
issues,
Right.
and so I'm not going to deny that having a beer or two
Self-medicate.
helps my pain level or my confidence
Yeah.
in not worrying about
Yeah.
my pain level.
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, you know, some people say, you know, you don't want to get tired when you. I had this conversation the other day about getting tired, and I said, listen, you can be tired and still play good golf.
Oh yeah,
You know, you can be, you know, sober
sure.
and play bad golf. You can have a perfect night's sleep and play bad golf. You know, and you can be exhausted and get off a plane and be injured and play the best rounds of your life.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is just, can you focus?
Concentration.
Right? Can you focus, and can you focus on the right things? You
Right.
know?
Absolutely.
And that's key. But one of the things that you've taught me, and not not really aggressively like it's almost like internally I've watched you play, and the essence of your game is low drama,
Yes.
right?
I think
It's not like
told you
it's-
that. I think I said that at one
you
time.
say
too,
it
yeah.
all. You say that all
the
the time,
time.
but you don't necessarily say it, as I'm going to teach you something, right?
Right.
It's just part of your mantra,
Yes.
and a lot of people don't understand how important that is, and I tell people, look, you can get out of trouble, and you can make a long putt, and you can save a par, but you can't do it hole after hole after
Right.
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 You
Yeah.
need to have this, average shots that go down the middle on the green, two putt,
Yeah. Well,
and then if you hit a few good shots around, like great shots,
that's all it takes.
that's all it takes.
Yeah.
The rest of them just have to be average.
No drama.
Right? No
Yeah,
drama.
No drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and I played a lot of match play. Once I learned that long time ago,
Right.
it changed my whole, because I would get all freaked out if a guy started out, birdie,
Yeah.
birdie, par, birdie, and whatever, and I just, methodically
Right.
just play the game, because I'd think, well, that guy never beats me in a tournament.
Right.
When we're playing a medal play tournament, it never beats me.
Yeah.
So at some point, he's gonna
Come back-
unravel a
come
little
back
bit.
to the
He's gonna
mean.
have drama.
He's going to come back to the main.
Yeah,
Right.
but he knows I'm not gonna have it.
Right.
He's worried about, oh my God, he just keeps hitting it
Yeah.
in the middle of the green.
It's hard. It's hard to play under pressure,
Oh yeah.
right?
Well,
It's hard to feel like you have to make a putt or have to make a shot, or like the shots you're talking about when you shot 59. How many times you're probably not even thinking about hitting it 3 feet on the par 5, right?
right.
When you do it, and when you have to do it, it's a difficult, almost impossible to draw
Yeah.
that up, right?
Well, it's I think about it now that I'm 65, retired. I don't play as much golf, but I always think of, how do you reach your potential?
Right.
Did I exceed my potential, or I never got to it? And in some aspects, I think I got to it, but in more, I didn't. When I moved up a level from the level I was playing at,
Mm-hmm.
when I got to another level, I could tell I was a different person.
Right.
I was within my peers, not as much.
Right.
So I could, when I was in a tournament, I could finish it out.
Right.
But when I'd go up a level and playing a senior PGA
Right.
on the senior tour,
at Southern Hills, right?
even though I was hitting the ball good and I was doing everything good, when I
Right.
got there, I felt like I didn't belong.
Yeah.
Because I was working last week. I was giving lessons and
Yeah,
picking the range, and
but
I'd get there.
But if the feeling of not belonging was I think you have to get in your car and you have to drive to Detroit and you have to get on a plane. You have to fly to Tulsa. You have to go to Southern Hills. You don't know the people. You're not. It's a completely
yes,
different
I agree.
experience than the guys who do it week in and week out.
And
right?
I try to tell myself that when I played in those
Right.
events, and try to think about that. And now I know what that level difference is. I know why I never got to that.
I mean,
But you have to put in so much more time
Yeah.
to get to that level.
I mean, you played some amazing golf, and I was fortunate to see it. One of the things that I think is incredible about your game is you have one of the best practice swings I've ever seen, and I think for most people the practice swing is the biggest waste of time. But with you, it's like, oh yeah, I know why he does that practice swing, because that's an actual practice move, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And the only other guy that I know that does it, and maybe you agree or disagree, I know you think highly of his game, is Rutkowski.
Yes. Andy. Yeah.
When you see that practice swing, you go, "Oh my God!"
Yeah. I'm doing it like I'm hitting a ball.
Yeah,
And that's what I, you know, it's, yeah, you're absolutely right.
I think we're way over our time.
Oh, boy. Wow. It's been great.
Let me ask you this:
Okay.
65,
Mm-hmm.
you're retired. What's the next chapter in your life?
I don't know, I've thought about it a lot. It, you always think, wow, I wish I could have retired at 55. I'd
Yeah.
still had some health issues,
Right.
but not ones that I have now that are
Right.
kind of hindering in my brain, now that I'm clear,
Yeah.
work is done. I don't have to worry so much about my job and the people
Right.
and all of that. I feel in my brain like I'd really want to be as good a golfer as I can be going forward.
Right.
So I'm trying to keep my body fit and do some things, but physically I can't do the same. But mentally, I feel like I'm at the top of my game.
You're do the same as you still can easily go out and shoot 68.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well.
Right?
Yeah. I would think.
Not every round. Not every round. Maybe
Right.
maybe easily is not
Right.
but regularly, right?
Yeah.
You still expect to shoot under par, right?
Yes.
You're not shooting 75 on a regular basis. Right.
No.
And, so you're still playing at a very high level.
And I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I'm go back more to our Hogan book.
Yeah.
With all the stuff that I watch. They're all doing
Yeah.
it, and maybe I got away from it because of physically or whatever, but I'm back in it again, and it's kind of fun.
You have a lifetime membership at Jackson.
Yep.
What are your plans for this summer?
Just playing some golf, spending some more time over in Grosse Pointe with the kids. All my granddaughters are over there.
Melissa.
I have 6 of them, and Brad. They have 3 apiece. And so, playing some golf with them, teaching them, just kind of doing, I have some side business gigs that I still got going.
Yeah, that's great.
From the club, that's going to keep me busy.
You spend more time in East Lansing or
yes,
Lansing?
More time.
Yeah.
Playing golf with my friends.
Yes, exactly.
Because I've gotten away from it a little bit the last couple of years.
You've been always great to us, and I'll tell you, I don't know when that round was. It was pre-COVID. I can tell you that we went out and played, and you've been very great ever since then. You were always great to us, but playing golf with you is probably one of the great golf experiences of my last decade or so.
Yeah. Well, you and I becoming friends after 50 years, 55 years, basically. I was 55 when we started even playing together, probably. I don't know if we played 10 years together or what, but has been fun.
And I've tried to tell people, you should go see Ron. Forget about, the lessons aren't play with him.
Right.
Because, you hit the ball great and you hit it long, but your game is so good, and yet I never felt like it was impossible to replicate. Like if I'm at my best, I could almost be as good as you. You know what I mean? Like if I played with somebody, like the college guys, I'm like, well, God, he hits it 310, 320. That would be great to hit it that far. I'm never going to hit it that far. I enjoy playing with those guys, but where you do it is you hit it down the middle. You're on the green. Your distance control is amazing, and you're a lot better putter. You're great around the greens, chipping and putting. And it's been a great benefit for me. But
Well, we've had fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
This is great.
Appreciate it.